extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do you go? DJLittleRock.com. One more time. DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know, I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Make your next thing a big one. This week's shows. Well, as I'm recording this on Saturday, I have a wedding tonight. I'm very excited about that. The weddings are coming back. Yes, they are. I haven't done a wedding since March. Wow. That's a while. That's a while for me. So I'm kind of stoked about doing a wedding today. Yeah. And they're good people too. I've known them for a while. They're good people, and they've decided to have me at their wedding. Yay. I am honored. Unless you're invited, you can't go. Okay. Private parties, right? Now, I do have a public show next week, Friday night at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. So if you're anywhere in the Conway, Arkansas area, I encourage you to come out to the Rab, 8 p.m. until 1 a.m. Video dance party, karaoke jam. Yeah, that's my usual Friday night gig. Always a good time at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. Friday night. Let's see. Oh, also, if you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast, What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. Now, on with the show. Today on the program, 10 things you need to know today for Saturday, September 19th. September 19th. I should be talking like a pirate because it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. Oh my goodness. Shiver me timbers. Army hearties. There's no way I could do this whole broadcast like that. September 19th, 2020. 10 things you need to know today. Number 1, Ruth Bader Ginsburg dies at 87. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg died on Friday at age 87, the court announced. She died of metastatic pancreatic cancer after previously beating cancer 4 times. Ginsburg was appointed to the Supreme Court in 1993, the second ever female justice, and was well known for championing gender equality, abortion rights, affirmative action, and other progressive causes. She was part of the liberal wing of the Supreme Court. With her seat vacant, President Trump will have the opportunity to further solidify the court's conservative majority. Days before Ginsburg's death, she said, quote, "My most fervent wish is that I will not be replaced until a new president is installed," end quote. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican Kentucky, said, quote, "Trump's nominee will receive a vote," end quote, on the Senate floor. This is according to CNN and NPR. Number 2, Trump, Biden, among current and former politicians to pay tribute to Ginsburg. President Trump and his Democratic challenger, former Vice President Joe Biden, were among the many current and former U.S. politicians on both sides of the aisle to pay tribute to the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who died Friday night at 87. Trump didn't find out about Ginsburg's passing until after he finished giving a rally speech in Minnesota on Friday night. Upon hearing the news, he called her an, quote, "an amazing woman who led an amazing life," end quote. He later released a formal statement describing Ginsburg as a, quote, "titan of the law," end quote, who was, quote, "renowned for her brilliant mind and her powerful dissents at the Supreme Court," end quote. Biden, who voted to confirm Ginsburg's nomination in 1993 when he was still a senator, called her, quote, "a relentless voice in the pursuit of that highest American ideal, equal justice under law," end quote. This is according to Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Number 3, CDC reverses controversial asymptomatic COVID-19 testing guidance. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Friday walked back its controversial COVID-19 testing guidance change, which was reportedly not written by the agency's scientists and was published against their objections. The CDC website now recommends testing, quote, all close contacts, end quote, of anyone infected with COVID-19. In August, the CDC's recommendation was controversially tweaked to say not everyone exposed to the coronavirus, quote, necessarily, end quote, needs to be tested if they don't have symptoms. The guidance change last month was reportedly published despite serious objections from CDC scientists. Since experts have emphasized the importance of testing anyone exposed to COVID-19, given the number of asymptomatic carriers, the agency now says, quote, due to the significance of asymptomatic and pre-symptomatic transmission, this guidance further reinforces the need to test asymptomatic persons, end quote. This is according to CNN and the New York Times. Number 4, Trump makes fresh vaccine promises, claiming to know better than experts. President Trump on Friday claimed there will be 100 million doses of a COVID-19 vaccine ready before the end of the year. And, quote, we expect to have enough vaccines for every American by April, end quote, breaking with what experts and vaccine officials have said. No vaccine has been proven safe and effective for humans yet, making specific timelines impossible. Moderna, a company developing a vaccine in the U.S., has found it hard to prove the vaccine's candidate's effectiveness as COVID-19 cases decline, but suggested vaccines could be widely available early next year. Quote, how is it that you don't trust your own experts? Do you think you know better than they do? End quote. Trump was asked at the Friday conference. Quote, yeah, in many cases, I do, end quote. Trump claimed without evidence or explanation. This is according to ABC News. Number 5, Commerce Department to ban TikTok and WeChat downloads. The Trump administration will ban downloads of TikTok and WeChat in the United States beginning on Sunday. President Trump last month ordered ByteDance, the Chinese owner of TikTok, to sell the app's U.S. operations or face a ban due to national security concerns. And the Commerce Department on Friday said it's issuing an order that will ban TikTok from U.S. app stores beginning on September 20th. Those users who have TikTok downloaded will reportedly still be able to use it. U.S. downloads of the Chinese-owned WeChat also will be banned. ByteDance has reportedly reached a deal for Oracle to take over TikTok's U.S. operations, but the president and officials in China still need to approve. This is according to the Financial Times and Reuters. Number 6, Trump to approve relief funding for Puerto Rico 3 years after Hurricane Maria. President Trump will reportedly approve an $11.6 billion package to aid Puerto Rico's recovery from Hurricane Maria, which devastated the island 3 years ago. It will go toward rebuilding Puerto Rico's power grid that was largely destroyed during the hurricane, leaving some people without power for nearly a year, as well as to the island's education systems. In a Thursday statement, Representative Nikita Velasquez, Democrat, New York, who is from Puerto Rico and championed the relief measure after Hurricane Maria, suggested Trump's motivations were largely political. Trump, quote, dragged his feet and resisted allocating these badly needed funds, end quote, for the past 3 years, but, quote, 47 days before the election, end quote, seemed to have a change of heart, Velasquez said. Asked about the timing, Trump claimed the package took a long time to put together. End quote. I'm sorry, there was no quote there. This is according to CBS News. Number 7, Navalny shares update on recovery. Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny on Saturday posted a photo due to his Instagram account in which he is walking down a flight of stairs as part of his recovery after he was poisoned last month. In the photo's caption, Navalny, one of Russia's most prominent Kremlin critics, said he has a, quote, clear path, end quote, to recovery, but suggested it will be a long one. He was removed from a ventilator 5 days ago and said he is still having trouble climbing stairs, pouring water, and using his phone. He fell ill in August while in Siberia and was airlifted to a hospital in Berlin while in a coma. Multiple labs in Europe have confirmed he was poisoned by a Soviet-era nerve agent called Novichok. His supporters suspect Russian President Vladimir Putin was behind the assassination attempt, but Moscow has denied any involvement. This is according to Deutsche Welle and The Guardian. Number 8, hyperactive Atlantic hurricane season continues with 3 named storms in one day. Tropical storm Beta formed in the Gulf of Mexico on Friday night, right after Tropical Storm Wilfred and Subtropical Storm Alpha in the Atlantic, marking the first time since certainly 1953, when storms were first named, and possibly 1893, that 3 new storms were named in one day. There have been 23 named storms during the 2020 hurricane season because the World Meteorological Organization skips the letters Q, U, X, Y, and Z. Forecasters officially ran out of planned names for the season, with Winifred forcing them to turn to the Greek alphabet. It's only the second time that the Atlantic hurricane season has made it through the alphabet, and the earliest that it's happened as well, underscoring this year's hyperactivity. Winifred is expected to fizzle out before hitting land. Alpha is heading towards Europe, and Beta could become a hurricane that poses a serious threat to the Texas coast. This is according to The Week and the Sun Sentinel. Number 9, no reports of injuries, serious damage after earthquakes rattle Southern California. A magnitude 4.5 earthquake rattled much of Southern California on Friday night. It was felt across the Los Angeles area and reached as far as San Diego, the Los Angeles Times reports. So far, despite shaking buildings, there have been no reports of serious damage or injuries. Lucy Jones, a seismologist at the California Institute of Technology, said the trembler produced, quote, a pretty good jolt, end quote, near the epicenter, about 10 miles from South Pasadena. The location is very close to the epicenter of a 1987 magnitude 5.9 earthquake that caused multiple deaths and more than $200 million in damage. The greater Los Angeles area averages 5 earthquakes with magnitudes between 4.0 and 5.0 per year. This is according to the Los Angeles Times and CNN. Number 10, firefighter dies in a blaze sparked by gender reveal party. A firefighter in California died while working to extinguish a blaze that was set off by a gender reveal party, officials said Friday. The El Dorado fire, which broke out in Southern California on September 5th, has been blamed on a gender reveal celebration that went awry when a smoke-generating device meant to signal a baby's sex instead caught some nearby grass on fire, which quickly spread. Officials had previously suggested the family may be responsible for the cost of fighting the fire, and criminal charges were already being considered even before the firefighter's death. The El Dorado fire is one of several across the state. This summer's fires have burned through a record-breaking 3.4 million acres. This is according to the New York Times. That's 10 things you need to know today for Saturday, September 19th, Talk Like a Pirate Day. I encourage you to at least one time talk like a pirate and say shiver me timbers and all that kind of thing. Whew, but don't do it too much because it'll hurt your voice, hurt your throat, unless you actually have one of those raspy voices. I kind of wonder about that. I know there's voice actors and voice over artists that have very raspy, pirate-like voices, and I'm kind of, hey, it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting part of your person is your voice. I'm glad that people seem to enjoy my voice. I'm getting comments on it and compliments my whole life. So yeah, stoked about that. I don't want to lose this voice. I've talked about that on the podcast, What Makes You Famous podcast before. I would hate to lose this voice. I think I was talking to a country singer at the time, and she was talking about different singers that she can remember that have lost their voices, and yeah, I wouldn't want to lose my voice. All right. This has been What Makes You Smarter. It's just me attempting to fill my brain with knowledge, mostly current events lately. I think I'll do some different kinds of shows, pick out some subjects, and try to delve into them a little bit, learn a little bit more, fill my gray matter, because I know there's still space up there. Lots and lots of space. I hear crickets sometimes. Why? Why do I do that? That's it for me. Also, if you'd like to hear your story or hear the stories of others, if you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast, What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. Also, if you'd like to watch me stream games, find me everywhere, hashtag KeysDAN Gaming. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook for the most part. I'm sure I'm other places too, but those are the big three. All right, now that's it for me. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.